What's up, Red Wings fans? Welcome inside Little Caesars Arena for this edition of the Forecheck presented by PointsBet. Ken, we are back here for the first preseason game of the 2021-2022 NHL season. We're back in our normal spot for the Forecheck 2. So exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting to be back in this particular spot where we were 2 years ago. But what I'm really excited about, and I saw it last night in Chicago, a lot of fans at the United Center, and we get to see fans here at Little Caesars Arena tonight. How thrilling is that?
Yeah, and not only did you get to see fans at the United Center, it was the first time that you traveled in a while, Ken. That had to be great.
It really was, and it was just great. The atmosphere in Chicago is always great. They have the chant that they always say about the Red Wings, you know. But the thing is it's just great to have people back, and things are slowly getting back to normal. So we're going to see a good team here tonight. And the Buffalo Sabres are trying to rebuild, and the Red Wings off a 1-0 lead now in the preseason. So it's going to be good.
For those of you that don't know, it was Ken Kale's birthday yesterday, so he must have brought some birthday luck to our Red Wings. Let's take a look back at last night's game in Chicago. We pick it up starting in the first period, Ken, and Michael Rasmussen and Adam Erne, they were buzzing early in this one, and Adam Erne had a great feed to Michael Rasmussen. He comes up the left side and drops it back. Rasmussen absolutely buried this one.
Yeah, he really did, and the Red Wings are counting on Michael Rasmussen this year to provide some offense for Detroit, and it wasn't on his stick very long when he fired it home.
No, it wasn't, and that made the Red Wings go up 1-0, so they had the lead. Now we're in the second period, and the Red Wings would trail 3-1 very quickly in the second. The Hawks came out on fire, but Mitchell Stevens, who we were impressed with in the red and white game on Sunday, he had 2 goals. He nets one, gets through traffic, and just buries past Lankinen.
I'm expecting a lot of good things from him, and I think he could be that third or fourth line center iceman that the Red Wings really want. And you're right, he did really play well in those in the red-white game, and that was a big goal for Detroit.
And now we're in the third period with less than 2 minutes. Bobby Ryan finds a loose puck in front of the net. Bobby Ryan, another player that played well, he knots this game up at 3.
You got to like the resolve of the Red Wings. They were down by 2, found a way to pull the goaltender, and Bobby Ryan wants a spot on this Red Wing team, and certainly that was a beautiful goal to tie the game.
That it was, and nothing would happen in 3-on-3 overtime, which this game would go to, but we end up in a shootout, Ken, and the Red Wings were successful in that as well. Adam Erne scored a goal. Taro Hirose scored, and Bobby Ryan, you're going to get a look at all 3 of those goals. Hirose's, I know you were super impressed with.
Hirose was terrific. That was a pressure goal for him, and he needed to score in order for the Red Wings to try and win that hockey game, and the pressure was all over him. It was great.
And now we're looking at Bobby Ryan's goal that would seal the deal for the Red Wings and give them the 4-3 win in their first preseason game against the Chicago Blackhawks. Hey, I know it's preseason, Ken, but it's great to start off with a win.
Winning is everything, isn't it? Doesn't matter if it's preseason, regular season, playoffs. You play to win. And what I really liked, and I mentioned this to you before, is the fact that the Red Wings were down. They came from behind and found a way to win that game.
That they did, and it was really exciting. We're hoping to see that same energy tonight. Some unfortunate news for the Red Wings as we head into the rest of the preseason and eventually into the regular season. Jacob Vrana, it is confirmed that he will need shoulder surgery, Ken, and he will miss at least 4 months. That is not the news Red Wings fans wanted to hear.
No, minimum of 4 months, Daniela, so it could be longer than that. And, I start scratching my head a little bit, and I'm saying, you know what, do the Red Wings now make a trade to try and find someone who can put pucks in the net? Because the Red Wings were counting on Jacob Vrana to really add a lot of the offense this year, and if he's going to be out till, let's say, January, they might make a deal and try to bring somebody in if the deal's right.
Well, you remember Jacob Vrana came to Detroit late last season. He had 11 goals in 11 games with the Red Wings, so we were all really excited to see what he could bring. As you mentioned, maybe there is a trade in the future, but for now, what this does mean, Ken, is that there's another open roster spot, and we have some players that could definitely compete for that. When we look at what the Red Wings are going to put out on the ice tonight, we'll see Joe Veleno out there. We're going to see Lucas Raymond out there. Those are 2 players that could definitely make a case for themselves.
Certainly, and it's all about competition, and that's what we like, is competing for a spot. Nothing's going to be given to anybody. So we saw a great game from Bobby Ryan. He's a guy that's on a tryout that wants to make this team. You got youngsters like Lucas Raymond, who fans will see here tonight, that, if he has a really, really good preseason, maybe he makes this team as well. And then you mentioned Joe Veleno, who really wants to make this club as well and stick here the entire season. We saw him late last season for Detroit, and he's a positive guy that can put the puck in the net, a playmaker as well. So there are some openings, and we'll have to wait and see in the next couple weeks who's going to make the team.
And Ken, you mentioned Lucas Raymond. We talked about him a little bit, but he's not the only first-round draft pick that the Red Wings are putting out on the ice tonight. They're also going to put Moritz Seider out there, so we're excited. It's going to be a blast. We have our 2019 and 2021 first-round picks out there together. And you mentioned Lucas Raymond. He had 3 goals in the Prospects tournament last week, and he was so impressive. I think we talked about it ad nauseum, how smooth he looked with the puck, how confident he looked on the power play. So really excited to see him go against some NHL-caliber players.
Really excited. You mentioned his goal-scoring prowess, and what I really like about Lucas Raymond is the fact that he knows where to be without the puck. And that's a gift that not many players have. And I think Lucas Raymond can find that open ice. He can make plays. He can get to those scoring areas. And he's really creative in the offensive zone.
And Moritz Seider also in the lineup. We saw him skate at training camp a lot with Nick Leddy, so we don't know exactly what the pairings will be tonight, but Nick Leddy is also in the lineup, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that matchup.
No, and that's good. You have a veteran teamed up with a rookie, and he's going to learn, Mo Seider. He's going to have to go through the bumps and bruises and the grind. Keep in mind, he's playing against players who've been in the league. Sometimes the other team's best forwards that he's going to have to go against. So you need that veteran presence to teach him the ropes. But I'm really confident he's got the size, Mo Seider, that he can play really well this year with Detroit.
And you have to look in net tonight, too, because Victor Brattstrom and Alex Nedeljkovic are the goaltenders that are on the roster. So I'm assuming we'll see a little bit of both of them, right? Alex Nedeljkovic arrived to Detroit in a trade, and you got to love that trade from Steve Yzerman because he's a Calder Cup finalist last year. He really did well with Carolina and great in the playoffs, too.
Yeah, he really was, and I like that save percentage more than anything. You look at last year's save percentage, he was around .935. Anytime you're above like .910, that's excellent, especially in the National Hockey League. So I'm really excited to watch him play, Daniela. And again, Victor Brattstrom, we saw him play in the Prospects tournament. We saw him play in training camp, and I think he has a big upside. So I'd like to see him play. If he gets a chance tonight, watch out for him because I think he's really developing well.
And Victor Brattstrom spent some time playing over in Sweden before this Prospects tournament, and you could just see the difference in his game. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in Grand Rapids this season.
Big, tall goaltender, you got to love it. And it seems like the league is going to those big, tall goaltenders, and that's what Victor Brattstrom brings to the table right now. And, you know, he plays his angles well, and he really competes hard for each and every puck.
All right, Ken, I guess it's time we start talking about tonight's opposition. The Buffalo Sabres are in town. What do you think they are going to bring to the table tonight?
They're a team that's just rebuilding, and it's been a long time since they qualified for the playoffs, Daniela, and sooner or later they have to get it right. They selected Owen Power in the draft. He's going to go back to Michigan and play, so they won't see him this year, but the future is bright for the Buffalo Sabres, but they got to start getting things going, and you just can't rebuild forever. Yeah. They're going to have to make some deals. Of course, we all know about the Jack Eichel situation. What's going to go on there? Is he going to play for the Sabres down the road? They already stripped him of his captaincy. Is he going to be traded? We don't know, but they're going to have to figure that one out.
Yeah, it's not a great situation right now, and they're definitely going to be looking to some of their young talent to step up and fill those holes, including Dylan Cousins, who we should get a look at tonight. He was drafted in 2019, 7th overall, so just a pick after Moritz Seider.
Yeah, absolutely. And back on the blue line, they picked up Will Butcher, and I think he's going to solidify part of that D-core. And Olofsson's a pretty good player up front for the Buffalo Sabres. We'll see him tonight.
All right, Ken, one more question for you as we look ahead. The Red Wings lineup is completely different from what we saw last night. What is the goal of these preseason games?
Well, again, for the veterans, you just want to get your feet wet, and you just want to go through the motions, and you want to win. But it's all about the young players, I think. I think they want to go out, and they want to do something that's going to catch the eye of management. So I expect to see good things from Mo Seider and Lucas Raymond, Joe Veleno in particular, and maybe some of the other guys that will be in the lineup too who are young.
You can see I'm cheesing ear to ear right now, you guys. I'm so excited to see Lucas Raymond and Moritz Seider in the same lineup tonight. I hope that you're headed down to Little Caesars Arena to watch tonight's game. But if you're not, the game will be streamed on DetroitRedWings.com featuring your very own Ken Kal and Paul Wood. So you got to be excited about that too, Ken.
Absolutely. Back-to-back games. It's like we're in mid-season form right here.
Ken's always in mid-season form. Don't let him fool you. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in to today's edition of the Forecheck presented by PointsBet. We're ready for the season, Ken, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, and it should be a good game tonight. And again, it'll be great to see the fans here.
Yes, it will. We're all very excited. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks again for tuning in.